All right, cool. I want to go ahead on and get directly into the charts. If unless anybody had any questions on the numbers, I'm gonna just go ahead and get into some trading. Did you have anything, Chelsea? Did you questions about anything before I get into trading? Because I know you don't really trade. Did you want to stay on for the trading? You're more than welcome. But I'm about to get into the trading.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and get off now.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you tapping in. I'll be reaching out
Yeah.
to you on a rebound. All right.
Okay.
All right. Peace.
All right, peace.
All right. So this is what I like to do at the beginning of the week. So were you able to download MetaTrader on your computer?
Yep, I got it.
Okay, perfect. So we need to help you set up some type of algorithm on your computer. And we can do that, but I want to kind of show you my process of drawing up charts. So the way I check my charts, I have this algorithm on my computer, and you can kind of see, right, where these arrows and the red, and I showed you this before. But right now we're looking at the weekly chart, right? And so you see we got this big blue arrow pointing up. Now this is on the weekly. Now I trade the daily, not the weekly. However, if I see something for the week, then I may say, okay, this is an opportunity to get in this and ride it for a couple of weeks. You got the daily chart here, you got the 4 hour here, you got the 1 hour here. So in the 1 hour, we're going down. So it's saying, hey, this is a sell on the 1 hour. But on the weekly, it's saying to buy. So what we're going to do is we're going to just hold up and see where it goes. But in order to kind of draw this up, we have to go to trading view. So let's go over to trading view.
Is there an app for that too? Or is it just the website?
It is an app, but I mainly do it online. But there is an app. I have it on my computer. On my not on my computer. I have it on my iPad. But if you want a laptop, then you need to go to the actual website, tradingview.com. And you can get a free version. You only need a free version. And this is what we do. We draw up support and resistance. So I'm going to show you how to draw up support and resistance. That's what we're going to do right now. So
Trading View free?
Yes, it's free.
Okay.
So we're going to do this. This is going to be the pair. I'm going to get rid of these moving averages, move indicators, bam. So now I just got a straight chart with red candles and green, right? Red is going down, green is going up. This is what I want you guys to start doing. When I send you a trade, let's say I go, hey, this one is going out for the day. This is how I want you to start to learn how to take my trades. First things first, I want you to notice something. I'll make it big so you can see it. So this is called a candlestick, right? And this is the body. Do you know what these are called?
The candlesticks.
Yeah, but this is the body of the candlestick, and then what this part is called, the long skinny part, like this right here.
I thought that was the wick, right?
Yes, you are. That's the word I was looking for. I just wanted to see. It's called a wick. Exactly. So why am I asking you about a wick? What is a wick? A wick shows where this candle went to. So this candle, right? This is a buy candle, which is a bull candle, right? It started down here, right here, at the body of this candle, the base of this candle. Let me draw a line so you can see. I want you, this is really important. I want you to get this part.
Okay, trying to follow along. I was trying to sign into TradingView, but
okay, yeah, you can sign in. If you need me to wait a second, go ahead and sign in, because this is important.
Should I do that on mine too? Should I follow along on my
Yeah, if you can, you can. But I may want you to watch me first. Okay. And then what I'll do is I can. Are you on your phone or your computer?
Computer, but it's all white again.
I'm talking about like, are you logged like on the Zoom on your phone?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because if you log in through your computer to the Zoom, I can let you become the host and then you can actually do it and I can walk you through it. And we can do that eventually. You know, we can or cannot do it today. It doesn't matter. Plus, you work with me, so you know we can sit down an hour after work if I need to and just walk. You know what I mean? Bring your laptop and I'll help you too. So you got a little more advantage than other people. But let's get back to this. So if you notice, you got the body of the candle of this bullish candle, which is this long green part. Then you got the wick. So this means this started here, it went down to here, then it shot all the way up to here, came down here, and closed right here. So why is that important? Well, let's say I give this trade out. Let's say I gave this trade out, right, the day before it went out. Or let's say I gave this trade out here on this day, and I was like, yo, this is about to go up, right? Well, the first hour or two, it went down. Remember you were saying something the other day, you was like, it went down, but then when I woke up, it went up.
Yeah.
That's because this is going to take 24 hours, right, to finish. This is a daily chart. So each candlestick is 25 hours. 24 hours, excuse me. It's never going to just shoot up, right? It's not going to hit 5 o'clock and then it just shoot up. It's not.
Right.
What it's going to do, if I was to go down to the lower time frame, and I'm about to do that so you can see what I'm saying. Let's circle this. This is how we're going to do it. Circle this. I'm going to put a circle around. All right, so we got a circle around that wick. Now, remember, this is on the daily. So if I go to the 4 hour, and then we look for that same wick. Oh, because it's over a few hours. It's not one wick. It's a bunch of candlesticks. If we go to the 1 hour, now look at that. So I'm showing you this to show you that when I tell you to get in this at 5 o'clock, 9 times out of 10, or before 5 o'clock, it's gonna go down first. If I tell you to buy, if I tell you to sell, it's probably gonna go up first. Typically, it's not gonna just shoot straight up because again, it has 24 hours to do what it does. So when you look at it on the daily, I'm gonna go back to the daily. It just looks like a wick. But when you go down to the lower time frames, it's a bunch of candlesticks. So let's say I sent this trade out at, let's say I sent this trade out at 450, right? I said, hey, Jessica, this is a buy. You got in it, right? Well, if you know how to draw up support and resistance, you can look and wait maybe an hour or two later and catch it when it's all the way down here and get in again. Then it rides up and then it shoots up and you get in a better position. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, let me show you how to draw this up. So let's say I said, hey, this is going up. First thing you want to do is draw support and resistance on the daily. You want to find where the two candlesticks body meet. Now, how do I know? Do you see these numbers at the top of my top where my arrow is? It says H, L, and C. See those?
Yeah.
Okay. So O stands for open, H stands for high, L stands for low, C stands for close. So on this candlestick, this big green candlestick, the open would have been here. The high would have been all the way up here. The low would have been all the way down here at the bottom of this wick, and the close would have been right here. So if I go to if I look at the open is 0.83232. Well, if I go to the candlestick right next to it, because this is a bearish candlestick or a down candle, the top is going to be the open, right? It opened here at the top. The high is still going to be the top of the wick. The low is going to be the bottom of the wick. And the close is going to be where it closed at. So now if you look at this green candlestick, this big green candlestick that I'm on, again, the open is 0.83232. If we go to this red one and we look at the close, what do you know? 0.83232. So what does that mean? That means the same place that this red candlestick closed is the same place that this opened. So now I can click on this line, and this is how you get these nice entries. Click on coordinates and put in those coordinates. All I got to do is hover my arrow on and it'll tell me. So I see that the open was 83232. So I'm at 83234. I just touched down twice. Bam. Now I'm right on the line. So now that says this is my base or my support. Now my resistance is going to be where they keep hitting their head. So if you notice, they keep bumping their head here. So this is going to be my resistance. So what I would do is I do the same thing here, right? And now this is the daily. Now when you draw support and resistance, remember it's a zone. It is not a line. So this line is not the support and resistance. It's this zone. Well, how do you know the zone? The wicks is how you know the zone. So watch this. If I go here, and I'm going to send you a video, support and resistance. So if you notice, this little area is kind of, it plays around in here. That's a zone. At the bottom, I'm going to use a wick. Now, you want to make sure that they're close in size, right? You don't want one to be like this and the other one to be like that. You see what I'm saying? You want to kind of similar, but you want to use the wicks as the zone. So this is one zone, this is one zone. Now what we can do is you can go to the rectangle tool and you can draw this support and resistance line. And we're going to make it red. And the reason, and this is on the daily, and the reason we are doing this is because if I leave these lines, it's going to have too many. You see how these numbers over here on the right-hand side, this is showing you like all of these numbers. It'll start to get overwhelming. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about as we draw up this chart. But I'm showing you how to draw up a chart in real time. Now, here's the secret. If you want it to be exactly matched, you can go in here, look at the line, find out what number it is, and put the same number in here. And now it's going to be directly lined up. So, excuse me, this is going to be 84037, 7, that's one number. And then the top number is, and again, you can click on this, find out what the coordinated number is 84132. So now you can go back to here. Eight, 4, 1, 2, 3. So now you got this here. In order to stretch it out, if you go to the first one over here and you put in a negative sign and a 0 behind it, and then you go to the other one and put a 0 behind it, that's going to stretch your box out. So now you can get rid of those lines. And this is how you draw your support and resistance. So now we got a zone that we want to look at. Damn it. See? And look, it goes all the way back. And you can tell it's official because look, every time it gets in that area, now it broke it, came right back, played around in it. And now you want to do the same thing for the bottom. So you do at the top, you do the same thing for the bottom. Remember in math, if you do to one side, you got to do to the other. Do it to the top, you're going to do the same thing to the bottom. Hold on. Now again, you can go in and get the exact coordinates, or you can just eyeball it.
Okay.
Put the number in, bam, 0. Always put the negative on the first one, put a 0 behind it, a 0 behind it, bam. Then you got support and resistance. Now, this is on the daily chart. So what you've just done, this is very powerful. You've just blocked in the price. The price is right here. So it's either gonna go up or down. It ain't got it can only go one or two ways, up or down. Obviously, we know it can go sideways for a little bit, but eventually it's gonna go up or down. So now what you want to do, because you're either gonna do this or you're going one or the other, right? Those are the two ways you're going to go. So now that we've drawn up support and resistance on the daily, and this is what I want you to start practicing when I send you out to trade, especially if I tell you, then you want to go and draw it up. Now we go to the 4 hour. So we're on the daily. Come up here, you go down to the 4 hour. Bam. Now we're going to do the same thing on the 4 hour. So we're going to look for support and resistance on the 4 hour. Now here's a cheat code. If you're like, well, I can't tell where to draw my lines. It looked like this is together. Look, because you might say, look, right? You might say, well, Kevin, look, that's one. That's one. And see, what you're doing is you're training your eye. That's one. That's one. That's one. You might say, well, how do I know which one I'm going to draw, right? Well, here's a cheat code. If you click on this little line, this will show you the line chart. And what you can literally do is you can go to the points on this on the lines. So let me show you. Get rid of all of those. And then we're going to just do points. So you see this point here, we're going to do one there, right on that point. Let's see, it's another point here. We'll do one there. Now we got the price right here, so we don't want to be on top of the price, but we're gonna be kind of close to it because that is it's right in the area where it could go up or down. It's a zone. Got a line there, but the more times it hits on that point, the stronger or the better it is. So we got some of the same lines, but if we scroll back, you see this up here. This is a good look. So, bam. Now let's go ahead on and now if you notice, it's landed right on some of those places. So now this is the support resistance on the 4 hour. So we can do the same thing. We can actually draw zones on the 4 hour. So we can take this and do the same exact thing. Now I'm gonna make this yellow because this is the 4 hour, so we'll know the difference. You don't want it the same color. And if you notice that wick hit right there, that wick hit right there. So that's a zone. Now price is right here. It's still got to come all the way up here. So this is kind of choppy right here. It's just choppy. So we're going to get rid of this line because it's right there on it. And we're going to move this up and this can become a zone up here. It's a zone here. And we can actually and I'm going to be honest with drawing support and resistance. That's going to come from practice, right? You got to practice this to really get it. But this is a good way to practice. This could be a zone here. I probably would like, to be honest, I would probably draw it here. So this is like an area that is stuck in between. See, it's stuck between these two zones. So this is kind of what I would like. And let me bring this up a little bit. Bam. And then I could do the same thing over here. All right. So now we got our zones, right? Support and resistance zone. You got this is the resistance, this is the support. So now we're trying to see, is it gonna break and come up here, or is it gonna go below here? And once it breaks the zone, it'll typically go to the next zone. So once it breaks this, it'll probably go to this zone. If it breaks this zone, then it's gonna probably go up to the next zone, and that might be here. So that's what the market does. It goes zone to zone. So that's what we're looking for to see what zone we're in. Now, there's something called a trend line that we can draw just to even get a little more insight. So let me show you a trend line will go like this. Here. And then top of these wicks. So this is actually geometry, right? Sacred geometry. We're using triangles and rectangles to draw up this chart. Bam. So now, if this breaks this zone, it will more than likely hit this zone up here, or at the very least, this yellow zone. So if you look at from maybe here to here, that's 18 pips. So if you're doing 100 a pip, that could be 100, that could be 18 times 100, or 18 times 1,000, or 18 times $1. That can be $18, whatever you make it. But this is kind of how you draw up your support and resistance zones. So now that you got this, now you can even go to the lower time frame, like the 1 hour, and look for an entry. And this is how you get those sharp entries. Like, for instance, this is a zone we drew, right? Came down here, it touched this zone, it bounced off. This is what it does most of the time. It'll come down, touch the zone. Now this one broke it. This is called a fake out. If somebody see this, they would have been like, "Oh, this is about to break." They would have got in it and would have lost money. But it did it here, where it came, it touched the zone, and then it broke. So if you got in here, your stop loss is below the zone. So now you're only risking 4.2 pips. And then you might be going for here, 21 pips, right? But you're only risking 4 pips. My trades, I'd be like 50 pip stop loss.
Right.
So you can't risk as much because you got a bigger gap. But you got to look at what is called your risk to reward. So if we do that with this, your risk is maybe right here. Your reward is up here. This is a 3.77 R. Risk to reward. That means you're risking $1 to make $3.77. Or you're risking $100 to make $300 and $377, right? Or you're risking $10,000 to make $30,777. So that's kind of how this works. This is called your R, your risk to reward. And this goes back to risk management and knowing when to get in and where to get in. But drawing these support and resistance is important because this is how you find a better entry. So if we were on the daily chart, and let's go back here and look at this again, for example.
So one of the support and resistance lines, they don't carry over through the days?
What do you mean?
Hours, like how you just switched to, you got to do it for each one. So if you want to go to weekly, you would have to draw the lines again?
Yes, exactly. It'll stay on here. Like, look, I'm looking at the weekly chart. The lines that I drew for the daily and the 4 hour are still showing. But
Okay.
I could draw support and resistance on the weekly. It's support and resistance on every time frame, including the 1 minute.
Okay. So they'll
you
all
might
be a little bit different then.
Right. That's why I use different colors. That's why I say use red and use yellow so you'll know which is which.
Okay.
However, the ones on the longer time frames are the strongest, and the ones that have the most hits are the strongest. So for instance,
Okay.
like if you see something like where it keeps hitting this line, it bounced off, it bounced off, it broke it, bounced off. You see this? That means that these support and resistance lines are more powerful. And usually when price gets in that area, it's going to either break it and keep going for a little while, for a minute, meaning a couple days, or it's going to reverse, one or the other. But let's go back to this example. So if this was the daily chart, and I said, hey, I call this out at 4:55. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, you would have been around here somewhere. So I might would have told you to get in, and it might would have been, let me see, but this was the big candle. So when I told you to get in, let's say it was right here. Get this arrow. Okay. So let's say I told you to get in and it was right here. Right? And then it's 4:54 and you get in. And remind you, this is the 4-hour candle. So that means this was at 5 o'clock. That means this would have been, and actually we can tell because these dotted lines represents the new day. So if you had got in this trade, and I call this trade out, you technically would have got in right here at the bottom of this red candle. So that's where you would have got in it. Then this is at 5. This is 5 to 9. At 9 o'clock, it would have been here. So you would have been up a little bit, right? This is 5 to 9, 9 to 1, 1 to 5 a.m. So at 5 a.m. it was down here. Well, if you woke up at 5 and you saw this, you could have got in again because you could have been like, "Ooh, it's touching this line," because you already drew the support and resistance line. See, if you got in at this red right here, you could have put another buy in this line, in this zone. So this is what I do. This is how I'll be winning my trade. This is how I'll be making more money on my trade. Let's use this for an example again. Let's say you got in. This is right before the close of 5 o'clock. Got in here. Let's say you you did a buy limit here. You say, hey, I think it's going to touch this line first before it go up because it never shoots straight up. A buy limit here. Stop loss would have been down here below this zone. And as soon as it touched this, it would have put you in the trade. So you wouldn't have had to manually put it in. It's called a buy limit and a sell limit.
Okay.
Are you familiar with those? I don't think. Do you know how to do those?
Not really, no.
I'm gonna have to show you. So I'm gonna be at work tomorrow. So tomorrow, let's, either after or whenever, let's take about 15, 20 minutes and I'm gonna show you how to set it up, okay, on your phone.
Okay.
Because I give a lot of those type of trades. I might say buy limit or sell limit, and I'll give you a stop loss. That means if it comes down here and touches this area, wherever I put my buy limit at, then it's going to automatically put me in the trade. Whether I don't have to be like up looking for it. You feel me? Because this got down here at like 5 in the morning. Well, I'm asleep. But I knew it was going to come down here. I didn't know when. Why you can set it so that once it comes down here, it'll automatically put you in. Now, again, this was 5 a.m. This would have been 9 a.m., 1 p.m., right? To 5 the next day. At 7 o'clock, it was here. And then it shot up. So I'm showing you this to say this. If I send you out a trade, you want to go in and draw your support and resistance zone on the daily and on the 4-hour. Look to see if it's going to pull back and touch one of these zones for you to get in again. Because you already got in here. So maybe you got in here and then you got in again here. And maybe you said, oh, I got in again here because it's still looking like it's about, it looked like it still hasn't broken and went down. So it's either going to break it or it's going to go up. So okay. In and then wrote it up. And again, because I'm giving you the daily chart, it's never going to just shoot up. You're always going to have wicks. So let's go to, I want to go through some more examples so you can see what I'm talking about. Like this is the same pair, but this is, I've already drawn this up. This is what a draw up looks like. And you see it, you see that alarm? That
Mhm.
means past this line, it's an alarm gonna ring on my phone to let me know to check it to get in. I could just set it to get me in, but I'd rather wait so I can analyze. But I think that this is gonna come down a little bit and then go up. So I'm looking at getting,
Journey, turn it down. What you're watching.
we're gonna look at another pair. So this is NZDJPY, that or USD. So now this pair, if you notice, we're on the daily, the wicks aren't that long. Some
Mm-hmm.
of these don't even have wicks. So some pairs don't have as big wicks. The wicks represents manipulation because that means that the price shot all the way down and then came back up. This pair is not manipulated as much. So when you see that, then you know these, if it's one of these pairs, a lot of times I won't do a buy limit. I'll just say get in now, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing that a lot. So let's go through my chart real quick and see if we see something to draw up. I'm on a weekly because it's the beginning of the week. The market opened at 5 p.m. today. So what I like to do is wait about 6:37 and just
Bless
go
you.
through each pair.
You said at 6:37, do what?
Go through each pair to see for the week on the weekly chart.
So you have to go through each pair and draw up the lines, the support and
No,
resistance.
no. So what I do is this is in my bad, I didn't share my screen. So this is in MetaTrader 4 on my computer, which has the algorithm. If I
Okay.
see something that's pointing in a direction, then I go to TradingView, draw it up, and look for entries. Does
Okay.
that make sense? So we're
Mm-hmm.
using two systems. You're going to draw it up in MetaTrader 4, or I'm sorry, you're going to look in MetaTrader 4 with your algorithm
At
for a
each,
setup.
right?
Yep, and then you go in here. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And it doesn't take long. You see me do it every day. It takes me about, I got 27 pair that I trade. It's actually in the group. And I'll repost it. Ooh, so we got a buy signal here on the weekly chart for CAD CHF. So you could actually write that down. CAD CHF. And what you can do is that's your homework. I want you to draw up a support and resistance on that pair.
You said CAD, CHF?
Yes, CHF. Do you know what that stands for?
No.
CAD? You want to take a guess? Canada,
Canada?
Canadian dollar.
Okay.
And CHF is Swiss franc.
What's Frank? Where the fuck is that
Switzerland?
at? You know,
Swiss franc. Switzerland. Yep. So we got a buy arrow on the weekly chart, not the daily. So if this thing is correct, this should be going up for a couple of weeks. So this might be a good look. We're going to do a little more analysis. So now I'm going to the daily. Bam, on the daily it's going down. You see? But if you notice this blue line, when it hits here, it's a high chance that it's going to go back up. It could break this blue line,
Mm-hmm.
but it's higher probability that it's going to go up. Then we go to the 4-hour chart. On a 4-hour chart, it's kind of stable, right? Now we go to the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, it's looking like it's about ready to buy. So this is a pair that I really like. Let's look at the monthly. On the monthly, though, we're in a downtrend, but it's been going down quite some time. So it's probably due for a reversal really soon. So let's draw this pair up. CAD Swiss. This might be a pair that we can set up to get in. So I'm going to show you what I would do. Now that I see that, I'm going to pull this up. CAD CHF. Whenever you go into here, into TradingView, and you, oh, let me share my screen. So whenever you go into TradingView, you see my screen, You type in CADCHF. Notice all of these different ones come up. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
But if you look over here, Capital Calm, Owanda, FXCM, Forex.com, these are different brokers.
Mm-hmm.
Guess which one we want to always use?
Oh, I know.
You got it. So we click on that one. Bam. So now here's the pair. Now what I like is moving averages, and I'll add them to you. I think when you got the unpaid version, you can only get up to 3 indicators.
Okay.
So I have the paid version of TradingView, so I can get unlimited. But the only one you're good if you get the 9, the 21, and the 50. That's all you need, and I'll help you put them on your computer when you bring it to work.
Okay.
Let's look at this. So we're going to start this from scratch. We're going to remove all the drawings. This is what you're going to be looking at. So first things first is we're going to go to the weekly. And we're going to look for support and resistance on the weekly. Now we can turn it into the line. Remember our trick? So we can do this as a way to kind of see. So what we're going to do is right on the point. And what we want to do is we want to box this in.
Mm-hmm.
Notice they got stuff all the way up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But why would I draw a line up here and the price is down here?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I don't need to worry about that. So this is super important. Look at this. Do you notice something is going back and forth in between this area?
Mm-hmm.
So this would be almost called consolidation, meaning it's not going up, it's not going down, it's just going sideways.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is the weekly chart. So let's make it into candlesticks. This is 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, 5 week, 6 week, 7 week, 8 week, 9 week, 10 week. We're on week 11. And it's been in this little area.
Mm-hmm.
So now we need to figure out, is it going to break and go up, or is it going to go down? And what we would do is we'll go to a lower time frame. Now, normally what we can do, what we would do is we would draw, the box like we did on the other one. But because this is the weekly and there's not a lot of big wicks, we're going to just leave it like this with the line. And it's okay. You can do the lines. It's not the end all be all, but that's on a weekly. So now we'll go to the daily. So now we have the daily. We can do the same thing we just did. We're going on a graph. We can do our line. Now we do need to make this line a little bit different color so we don't get confused. So we're going to make this red. And then we'll do another line up here. Because again, we're trying to box this in. All right. And then this one has a lot of zones.
So when
And
you're making the lines at the points, you look for like 2 or more that's touching
yes.
all across the board. Okay.
Yep. So this one is a little choppy. I don't really
Mhm.
like it when it's this choppy, but it's still important to draw these lines in so you can kind of get an idea of where it keeps landing. But you like to kind of find where two land together. These are areas, and again, honestly, with support and resistance, this is something you have to practice. You have to practice drawing up charts to get good at this, because your eye will start to recognize it after a while once you keep doing it.
Yeah, I think I could do it. I don't think it'll be hard.
Yeah, it's not hard at all. It just takes time to do. So here you go here. So I'm just kind of looking for little areas I can draw at. So
Especially
now
with the line view, it's easier.
huh?
With the line view, it's easier
Yeah,
when
it
you draw them.
is.
Yeah.
And then we can go to triangle, rectangle, and we can do that on here. Now, since this is the daily, we're going to change this color from yellow to red. And then we can do the same thing at the top. Bam. Okay. And now remember our secret. We come down here, we hit settings, you put a negative in the front. Always do this like that. Second one, 0. Bam. Now you got your zone. Do the same thing for the bottom. Negative, 0, 0, bam. You scroll back and see in the past, has it hit those same areas? If you notice, bam, hit it again right here back in the day. This is on December 23rd. Yeah, so you can go back and look. It'll tell you the date at the bottom. Keep scrolling down. So that's just an idea of how you can kind of see what it did in the past. But as you can see, this is a perfect example of consolidation. Now, this is the daily chart. It just keeps bumping his head, coming back, bumping his head, coming back. But think about it. You can ride it from here to here, from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. You know how much that is? Let's go from zone to zone. That is from here. Here. That is 90 pips. So it don't look like much. You like, man, that ain't going nowhere. But that's 90 pips. So if you got in, let's say you got in this one, from here to here, you would have made 90 pips in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in 5 days. And then you could have got in on a sell, and in 2 days, you would have made another 90 pips. You could have got in on a buy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another 5 days, you just made another 90 pips. Then you could have got in on a sell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you just made another 90 pips. You hit right here. You see that? So this is consolidation, but you can still make money. I don't like trading this. I'm a trend trader. I'd rather trade something that looks like this. This is a trend. Your trend is your friend. So this is something I would like to trade. See how that's trending down? So if we do this, you can see the channel that is trending down. I would rather trade that than this, but both will make you money. Now, if I had to trade this from here to here, that was 274 pips. So that's a lot of money. However, this is 90 pips each way. So 90, another 90, another 90, another 90. And we didn't even include this 90. You would have made more than that just riding this up and down. But to me, that's kind of risky. So what I'm looking for on this, let's go back to this. So what are we looking for on this? We just determined, based on this algorithm, that on the weekly, we look like we might have a buy. So I'm looking to buy on this. But I'm hoping that when we buy, it's not going to stop here. It's going to break this zone. So where would I get in this at? If you had to guess of getting in this, where would you want to get in it? If you think it's going up.
Right at the close.
At the zone, right here.
Oh, yeah.
See, this is the support. This is the resistance. The support and resistance is where you get in and where you get out. So you would want to get in this trade here. So you would want to wait for this to come down and touch this, or you could technically get in now. If you got in now, let me see, 9 pips from that zone. Your stop loss would have to be down here, right below the low, which is this. This is the lowest candle, so they have to be below there. So they have to be where this line is already drew. So that's 41 pips. And your goal is to get here. So that's 83. So you're risking 1 to make 2. That's almost like a 1 to 2 ratio. So that means you risk $1 to make $2. You risk 100 to make 200, 300 to make 600. So what you can do on this, two things, you can set an alarm. Now you can't do this because you don't have the paid version of TradingView, but I do, and I'll set my alarm and then I'll tell you.
Okay.
Or you can set a buy limit so that if it touches this area, it'll automatically put you in the trade.
Okay.
So I'm gonna set an alarm on this. Bam. But now we got the alarm. So now we're just waiting for this to come down here and touch this zone and go up. And yeah, actually I'm gonna wait and see if it does that. But this has just been up and down, up and down, up and down. So it doesn't really know what it wants to do. But again, you can put a buy limit somewhere here, or we'll just wait and see what happens. Let's see. I'm gonna check a few more pairs on the weekly. This is another one, NZD Swiss. We got a buy on the weekly. Oh, somebody's coming in. Is that you?
What?
Somebody else?
Yeah,
Chelsea came back in? I guess my peoples came back in.
Yeah, I came back.
Okay, all good. All right, so we're looking at NZD Swiss. So again, we got a buy on the weekly. I like to look at the monthly. It's in a downtrend. This might be about to turn around. Daily, not. Let's look at the 4-hour. Okay. This is one we got to keep an eye on. So this one might be a potential trade this week. So again, we'll go back over to TradingView. I don't think I showed you my, all right. Back to TradingView. That was NZD Swiss. So if you notice, another Swiss pair. So now we're looking at NZD Swiss. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. That's the two pair we're looking at. And bam. Want to drop support and resistance? Let me pull up another broker. So I'm pulling up this broker because it doesn't have lines on it. And again, we'll do the same thing again. We'll look at the weekly. We can start with the line. And oh, this one is nice. You see how it's not too many lines? I like that. And areas are going to be well defined. So bam, you got one there. You got one here. Got one here. It's a little far away, but we'll draw that one. And then we got this here. That's probably going to be a zone. And then you got one more here. Bam. And now you turn it back and you can see on the weekly where we are. And this is what you get. You want to box this in. So again, it's either going to go up or down. I got to buy. Let's look at the daily chart. Bring it down some. So if you notice, it's been in this area a couple days. It came out, came back down. Now let me add my moving averages. And once you put these on here, this is going to give you a lot of gain. You see indicators. Let's see, I got this thing in the way. Hide video panel. Here you go. So I got these moving averages now. And again, you may only be able to get I think you can only get, on the paid version, I think you can only get 3. But I got, obviously, lost the Zoom.
You know you got us on YouTube, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm trying.
Yeah.
All right. You back on it?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So now, if you notice this,
It's making my nose run.
bam, you got on the daily, you see the last couple of days, it's just been really hanging around here. But if you notice these lines, so this yellow is the 50, and this red is the 9, and you really want it above there on a buy. So once it went below the 9, it's selling. Once it goes above the 9, it's buying. And you can see this here clearly. It breaks the 9, this red line, which is the non-moving average. That means every 9 candles. This is showing you the average of every 9 candles. The yellow is the 50. The blue is the 21. So that's the 3 that you want to put on yours, on your chart. And once you see it break through there, you know that more than likely it's going to go up. So right now we're waiting for this to break out. What I would like to do is probably get in, if it pulls down some more, get in. I would have liked to got in this down here. I don't like to get in a spot like this. I like to get in at these zones. So when you're drawing these lines, remember, these are not just a line, it's a zone. So you could go in, get your rectangle, and you could do like, bam.
So you said them lines in the background is they represent the average of the days of the candlestick?
Yeah, how many candlesticks?
How many? Okay.
How many? So the red will be 9 candlesticks. Each candlestick is a day, but it applies to all. So if I'm on a 4-hour, it's the same thing, but each candlestick is 4 hours, but it still represents 9 candlesticks. Now, if you notice, this is a good example to look at. This is a perfect example. This is this is perfect. Look at this. So if you notice, it broke the 9. Remember, you see how the red and how the 21 is the blue one is at the top and the red is below it. That means it's a strong sell. And if you notice, it just went down and down and down. And then when you see the red at the bottom, it's going to be the opposite. So when it goes up,
You know the barbershop taking like 3-4 hours.
Notice that the red is at the top and the blue is at the bottom. When it's going down, the blue is at the top and the red is at the bottom. You see that? Pretty straightforward. Once they cross over, this is what you're looking for, this crossover. Once you see that, that's a sure sign you need to get in this. And you can just ride this wave. Let me highlight it for you so you can see what I'm talking about. Right there. Bam. When you see those 2 lines cross and the red is above the blue, you need to get in. And that was sweet. I mean, and this is on the 4-hour. No, we trade the daily, but again, we can go and check the 4-hour every 4 hours and find other times to get in. But look at this, it's so sweet. You could have rolled this all the way up. Then once it breaks and you see the cross again, it crosses back over again, opposite direction. Bam, that's your sign to sell. And if you did that, like this one was a big drop. So you wouldn't, after a drop like this, you would expect it to pull back. The market's never going to just drop. It moves in waves, right? It never moves in one big drop like that. It's going to go like this. Going to pull back and go up. So if you saw something like this big red candle right here that just dropped, you would be like, all right, and it went below the 50, this yellow, then you would say, all right, I know it's going to have to come back up here and touch somewhere. It's not going to just keep shooting down. And then you got support and resistance lines. So you would have put a buy limit somewhere up here. You would have got in, and you would have rolled this all the way down. So, trading isn't hard. What's hard is you got to be consistent. You know, you got to check it and you got to know when to check it. And you got to check it at the same time consistently. And you got to know what you're looking for and you got to have a system, right? And if you follow the system and you know what you're looking for and you check it consistently, then you can win consistently. And you know, you saw our last 2 weeks, I won every trade but one. So in that last trade that I didn't win, I shouldn't have took it because I didn't have a signal on the daily chart. I was looking at the 4-hour chart. I don't trade the 4-hour, but I can. And sometimes I do look for better entries on the 4-hour, but my system requires me to look for it on the daily and then maybe look for another opportunity to get in on, you know, a lower time frame. So let me share this back with you. And let's see. We got a couple more pair to look at. We got NZD CAD, NZD, and that's New Zealand dollar. JPY is Japanese yen. NZD USD, that's the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. And if you notice, this has been consolidating for weeks, just up and down, up and down. So, you know, I don't really like trading this. I would rather wait till it starts doing this. This is a trend. This is consolidation, this sideways movement. So this is how I go through my pairs. I do this at the beginning of every week. And like I said, like tonight was a great example. We saw about 3 that we really liked. And we went in and drew them up. So, you know, when you get some time, practice drawing up charts. Look at the video I sent you. I show you step by step how to draw up the weekly chart. Did you get a chance to look at that, Jessica? I know you had started on it.
Look at what? Oh yeah. I watched it, but I need to watch it again and then do it at the same time on my laptop while I'm watching it so I can follow the steps.
Yes. Yeah, when you watch it and do it at the same time, that's going to definitely help you out. And hold on, let me see. Okay, so yep. So I'm gonna definitely send you another video too on support and resistance. That's the most important thing for you to learn is support and resistance, because that's gonna tell you where to get in and where to get out. Because sometimes, you know, I don't be telling people where to get out because you don't really know how far it's gonna go. Sometimes it'll break those zones, but it's if you want to play it safe, you just get out at the next zone, and then if it breaks it, you get back in.
Okay.
So did you have any questions? If not, we're gonna go on and wind this thing down.
I do not.
Okay. Well, look, I appreciate your time and energy. I'm gonna be checking the charts tomorrow, looking for something. You know, we had such a great week, and and I'm gonna tell you, the more you trade, you're gonna lose. Like you don't want to it's called over trading. The longer it's like gambling. The longer you stay at the casino, like you see people who win and then all of a sudden they leave with nothing. So you got to know when to bow out. And like even that last trade that we lost, I really shouldn't have took that. And that's why I lost it. I was doing the most. So, you know, this week I might not have a lot of trades because those trades that I gave out did big numbers. Like they dropped. We didn't even catch all of those pips because a couple of them dropped and we had already got out. I know I did and you did. So we got to make sure that we're not getting out too early. But we're going to talk more about that. But I'm going to still be looking for setups every day. But again, remember, we're on the daily chart. So you're not going to get a trade every day. But when you do get one, it should last 2 to 3 days minimum. Minimum. We should not be getting out of the trade the next day. Now, you can take, and what I recommend you to start doing is to take 2 positions. So if you're gonna do $30, instead of doing one $30, do 2 15.
Okay.
Take one off and then let the other one run. And so tomorrow I'm gonna walk you through that and show you how to do the buy limit, sell limit on your phone.
Okay.
And show you how to do multiple positions on the
Should
chart.
I bring my laptop?
Yeah, if you can, bring it.
Okay. I'm on the phone.
Yep, because I'm gonna
How
be
much did y'all oh sorry.
No, go ahead.
Did y'all like actually like put some money on there today?
Well, today, no, we're just basically I'm just kind of more explaining it, but you got to
Mm-hmm.
open up an account with your broker and then you can put real money in there. I have an account with real money. She's new, so she has a demo account with fake money. So that's what you start with so that you can learn how this works, how to use the app on your phone, how to get in the trade, how to get out of trade. Once you
Right.
do that, then you put real money in. But the demo is more for learning how to use it, not for, you can't really learn to trade in a demo because it's not real money, so your emotions aren't tied to it. You're going to set it and
Yeah.
forget all about it. If it's real money, even if it's $1, you're going to be like, let me check my dollar. But if it's fake money, you'll go to sleep and wake up and, I ain't check it. I forgot. Who cares? It's not real. So I don't recommend, when you come into this, I recommend within the next first 30 days, you have a live account. In 30 days, you should be able to go live. It only takes you 30 days to learn how to use that app and how to get in the trade and get out. After that, you should be using, and you can start with like $100 or $200, just something to get your feet wet. You can do 10-cent trade, 20-cent trades, and then, go from there. That's a good question.
How do you get a broker?
You got to go sign up. Owanda's the broker. I'll send you the information. I'll email you the information when you go to that website.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, this is interesting.
Yes. Yeah, I think this is something you should get into as well because growing your money, investing your money is
Mm-hmm.
hey, if you're just saving your money, you're never gonna have nothing because inflation is gonna eat all your money up. So
Yeah.
you gotta invest. So, over time, this is something you definitely want to look into. If not this, real estate, some type of investment. But I love this. This is my passion. It's not that hard. It just takes time, but it's passive. And that's what I like about it. When you can wake up in the morning and you see that profit, and we had almost every day every day for the last 2 weeks, we was waking up in profit except for the last trade I sent out. So it's just a great feeling to start your day off, with an extra couple $100 or for some people, a couple $1,000, right? It's
Right.
just a big feeling.
Wow. Okay. I've done it before, but I had did it with like this group.
Mhm.
I don't know if y'all remember them people that was going around. They was like trying to get people to join Forex,
Yes,
and it was
I was
like
with it.
I
a
You
did that
talking about
too.
code. Or,
IML, I
yeah, I
market
did.
live.
Yeah, and then I had like paid the fee to join, and then
Yep,
they wanted us to start recruiting
Yeah.
people. We
yep,
had to call
That
people,
was
and
a
I was like,
pyramid
I don't
scheme.
like this.
Because
yep,
now they just
Um,
gone missing.
yeah,
yep,
I seen Drewski
That was
made a little funny video about it,
mm-hmm.
but
yeah.
that was weird. But I
I
mean, it was
started
an
with them
experience.
too. Yep,
Yeah,
but I don't
but
do
Forex
that.
is still a thing, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Forex was a thing before them. They made it popular to a lot of people, but they were a network marketing company and they weren't really teaching people to trade. They were
Mm-mm.
actually telling people to go recruit. But then you had some people in that organization who was actually bona fide traders. I met a couple.
Yeah,
So it was some people that was really knew how to trade, but most of the people was just trying to get people to sign up.
that's
So,
crazy.
but I
Well,
teach people how to trade. So this is a real thing.
yes, this is amazing. I had just talked to my friend, and he was like, I've been trading all day. Because I was like, what you do today or whatever. And he said the thing opened up today. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know what
opens at
Mm-hmm.
day.
5 p.m.
Okay.
Yep. So
Wow.
it closes at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday and opens 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday.
Okay. Hmm. I'm gonna just, dip my pinky toe in it.
Yeah, dip your pinky
Yeah.
toe. I got you. I know, right? I'm gonna walk you through it. I'll send you a video to watch that'll give you a little more of a breakdown, and then you just take your time and watch it at your leisure.
Cute.
Okay.
How would you like to be a part of an online community that focuses on health, wealth, and knowledge of self? For less than $1 a day, you can learn how to live at optimal health through proper diet and Qigong exercise, one of the oldest martial arts systems in the world. You will learn how to make money on the largest financial market on the planet, Forex, and use your credit as leverage. Lastly, you will learn the world's oldest science, the science of numbers, aka numerology, taught by master numerologist and Forex investor, Tyraine L. The Busara Trust is perfect for anyone looking to improve their quality of life. We meet every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern on Zoom. Hope to see you soon.